I rock the microphone. Freestyle chess.
I rock the
Freestyle chess.
Freestyle chess. Today is a big day, not only for love, but for a young guy from Mainz in Germany. Vincent Keymer is the winner of the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam in Weissenhaus, marking the biggest moment so far in his chess career. The 20-year-old has taken down the superstar Alireza Firouzja, world number one Magnus Carlsen, and finally the brilliant Fabiano Caruana on his way to the trophy. Keymer came into the tournament as an underdog, and 8 days later, with flawless moves and an incredible understanding of the freestyle positions, he cashes in $200,000 and he takes the final step into the absolute elite of chess. Welcome back, Germany, and welcome to the Take post-game show. And let's go straight to the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam champion in the Take so far.
Congratulations. Is this the biggest triumph of your career so far?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it has been clearly the strongest tournament I ever won, and also, yes, so many world-class players, and being able to win this event is certainly very special.
And what a way to win it. You played a near-perfect game against Fabiano today. It was a draw in the end, but how did you manage to do it, to stay so calm until the end and play near-perfect today?
Yeah, I think the kind of good thing for me was that the critical phase was only a few moves long. So as soon as I had found the few important moves, the position kind of played itself. And yeah, I think the kind of one of the most important moments was immediately the starting position, because for me it wasn't obvious at all how to deal with the situation, basically, how to develop the pieces and so on.
What went through your mind when you shook hands? You knew you're the winner, and shortly after Peter Leko came into the hall to congratulate you. What were your thoughts, your emotions?
Yeah, I don't think it had really settled in yet. This will take some time. I also remember this from both Grenke and my silver medal at the World Rapid Championship, that this will take a little while. But yeah, already during the game when I played knight g6 and I could see he was thinking for, 20-25 minutes, and also his body language didn't show that he was happy with anything. And also it was from simply the moment that either he shows something now or basically his winning chances are kind of gone, that I was aware that the only way I can lose is if I mess up incredibly badly myself. And this is of course a very nice feeling, only needing a draw for the match win. So yeah.
You came here straight from Weißensee, which was not the result you had hoped for, but you won that marathon game in the last round against Prague. Do you think that kind of set the tone and put you in the right mood for Weissenhaus?
I think that's hard to say, but certainly winning the last game of a tournament always gives you a boost. I mean, Weik is a very tough tournament, both because it's very long and the players are very strong, so it takes a lot of energy, and then of course I barely had any break before coming here. So leaving Weik with good emotions and a good feeling is certainly very important.
Your run here in the knockout was just incredible. After the knockout, you were the first player to be picked by Alireza. You beat him, then you beat Magnus, then you beat Fabi. What do you think makes you such a good freestyle player, and do you think you're one of the best now in this format?
I think it's hard to say, but from what I could see, my main strength has been the first few moves. Usually my intuition in terms of where the weaknesses are, where to put the pieces and so on have been quite right, which often gave me very at least pleasant or easy to play position, which of course also is incredibly important. One thing is what you see on the engine bar, but also how difficult it is to find those best moves really matter in a practical game.
Now this tournament is over, as you said, it's still gonna settle in. You played in Weik before. What's next for you?
Yeah, I think I'll play the chess.com online event, and afterwards I will play the event in Prague, so there's not much break.
Never much break in the chess world. I have a final question. There are 4 more events, or at least 4 more events coming up in this Grand Slam tour. Is there one that you're particularly looking forward to?
I think it would be great if could play the final. I'm not exactly sure whether this one win will already be enough to qualify there, but it's certainly something that I would really look forward to being part of the final of this tour.
In his yellow coat, Vincent Keymer takes the trophy with an incredible performance. He rocked the microphone and the take sofa. And now in that sofa is Grandmaster David Howell. Can I get your rock fro, David? Let's hear it.
Rock the microphone. Freestyle chess.
I love it. David, how are you today? It's over and we have a winner.
Yeah, I'm good, Kaya. I can't believe it's the end of the tournament. For the first few days, it just felt like, I don't know, we'd be here forever. It was quite nice being locked away with the top chess players in the world, I must admit. But this is it. It was actually a short day. I thought we'd be here for hours, tie breaks and everything. But no, it was all sorted. And congratulations, Vincent Keymer. As you mentioned, so well deserved. He was the standout player. This is his moment. And here in Germany, that's just a bonus.
Yeah, it's such a cool story. And let's take a look at that bracket and Vincent's road to the final and the trophy. He started out in the quarterfinals, beating Alireza Firouzja, who was one of the names talked about before the tournament, a player assumed to be good in the freestyle format. But Keymer, he wanted to face world number one Magnus Carlsen in the semifinals. But Keymer, fearless chess, he beat Magnus Carlsen over 2 days to make it to the final, where he did play another one of those brilliant players, Fabiano Caruana. But winning his game yesterday, Vincent Keymer with a draw today, he can lift the trophy. He is the winner. And even if it was a draw today, I mean, the game yesterday, David, was fantastic. A fantastic win by Vincent yesterday. Today was a draw, but it was definitely an interesting game. We have to take a look at it from start to finish. And again, an interesting starting position, of course.
Yeah, let's jump in, because just like yesterday, it was pretty much perfect chess from Vincent Keymer. Here we see the Take app, the best place to follow these games, of course. And I mean, here we see the start position. It is freestyle chess. It often does become very random. We see knight in the corner on that right side again. That is often a problem. We've learned that pattern by now. Also for black, it's all the minor pieces on the right side, or the heavy pieces, the queen, the rook, the king, on one side. So it does become very imbalanced very quickly. And Vincent, just needing a draw with black, was already put on the back foot. Fabiano started by pushing his central pawn forward, the D pawn. Normally we say the queen's pawn, but here in front of a bishop. And out of the games here in Weiss House, the players, they were playing for position, playing for first through to eighth. There were actually 3 games starting with this move. And 2 of the other games, they featured Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura on the white side. Those 2 players with white got big advantages. But Fabiano, copying that, playing this first move, he cannot have expected Vincent Keymer to now spend over 20 minutes thinking on just move 1. But it was a think that was well worth it. 20 minutes well invested. He pushed this pawn forward to try and control the center. Actually, with very strong computers, it's possible for people to find out the best move, and this is by far the best move in the position for black. The only way really to fight for those central squares, developing black's light squared bishop. Fabiano now brought a knight out and attacking a pawn, the pawn that just moved. Again, Vincent found by far the best move. He pushed his central pawn, opening up the black queen to defend that loose pawn. And a few moves down the line, we saw just incredible, energetic play from Vincent Keymer. He gives up a pawn, first of all, brings his knight out. When that pawn is defended, he brings his knight to the edge of the board, highlighting another little detail in the start position. That pawn highlighted there next to the black knight. That pawn is indefensible. You cannot hold it. You cannot protect it. Vincent Keymer has seen this deeply already as early as move 1 when he was thinking for over 20 minutes. And now, met by a shock from Fabiano, he reacted really well. Fabiano threw a pawn forward, tried to create chaos on the board in the middle there. Vincent just took it, allowing a hit on his rook, which was duly blocked. And Fabiano kept trying things. He kept trying to threaten Vincent. He occupied the center now with some pawns, and maybe the best move of the day, Vincent Keymer throwing his own pawn forward, pure chaos on the board. Kaya, normally when players just need a draw, they play defensively, they play passively, they try to play safety first chess. Vincent, a sign of his form and confidence, he was having none of it. He met fire with fire, and yeah, this was an incredible move. I think this was the moment that it became clear he was going to be the Grand Slam champion.
Wow. Incredible stuff. David, you're a top grandmaster yourself, and you've commentated on so much chess over the last few years. How will you describe Vincent's performance here at Freestyle Chess?
It was just, flawless, perfect, you name it. It was universal as well. Vincent Keymer, he played dynamic, kind of complicated positions like this extremely well. He always found a way to keep control. He also navigated endgames just perfectly. I would say that he's just leveled up. The confidence he showed, it was like meeting a strong computer, kind of mixing a strong computer with a very kind of cunning human being. So knowing when to take risk, but also knowing when accuracy was needed. And I think if we kind of show the rest of this game, Vincent displayed all of those qualities. After a few trades, he gave a check, captured a pawn, and although his queen was kicked back, he soon found a way to get those queens off the board. Black is a pawn up, and that situation didn't change. Here we see bishops exchanged, and now another star move, queens off the board. He knew that an endgame now, switching gears, an endgame would bank him that all needed safety. Fabiano castling the king, and now allowing a nasty knight hit on his rook and bishop. Fabiano tried one last trick, a sacrifice, jumping in his own knight here, giving up his rook, and now bringing the other rook up to the 7th rank with lots of targets. But this, again, Vincent in a nutshell this week. Flawless chess. He had other moves, but he castled his king, getting his rook, his remaining rook, from the corner into the game. And we saw a couple of little details here. The rook sacrificing itself to the white knight, an exchange of knights. The black bishop came out. The central pawn fell. And the next few moves just very natural, very easy. Vincent just checking that white king. It's actually got no safe places to go. If the white king moves too far away, those white pawns on the left will disappear. So it was a draw, a repetition. And Kaya, to answer your question, this was victorious Vincent in top form.
Beautiful, David. Victorious Vincent. I love that. Now, he's been a name at, ish the top of chess for many years. We've talked about Vincent Keymer. He's been there. He's played the big stars, but he's never really made it to the absolute top. What is the different now? What has happened to Vincent to make him now one of the very, very best players?
I think in chess, just like in life or any other sports pursuits, players, they kind of progress at different levels. It often relies on big breakthrough moments. So every top chess player can look back on a milestone in their career. For Vincent, I think the biggest tournament success in his career was when he was actually 12 years old, when he won a big open tournament in Germany. He loves home ground. He loves that home advantage at the Grenke Open. And that propelled him into the kind of prodigy category. That was where he started working with Peter Lecko, a legend of chess, former world championship candidate, a challenger. And for Vincent, although he became a grandmaster very young, kind of in light of that success, and although he's been around the 2,700 mark now for a few years, he needed that one thing to click, everything to go perfectly for 1 week. And I think the last few weeks, it's just the last few months even, it's just been elevated confidence, calmness. His heart rate we were measuring throughout the week, it never really jumped too high. He never got emotional during games, during interviews. He's just so calm. And I think also he's just found his format. Kaya, he just understands chess so deeply, arguably on the same level as Magnus Carlsen, that I think kind of starting from scratch, taking away the openings, taking away his opponent's advantages in research and everything. I think that has given him those extra few percent that he needs to really challenge. And this is just the beginning for him. Mark my words.
Wow. At only 20 years old, he is now the king of freestyle chess. We're going to talk about the other results as well from the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam. In the bronze final, we did have Magnus Carlsen playing against Yavor Sindarov. The big surprise here, the 19-year-old from Uzbekistan. But Magnus, just incredible there. winning 2-0. And then in the other ones, Hikaru was able to take 5th place against Abdu Satorov, who then takes 6th place, Alireza Farusha. He won his match for 7th place against world champion Gukesh, and Levon Aronian takes 9th place. It's Fedosev in 10th place. But Magnus there, well, he definitely wanted to be in the final, but when it was a bronze final he played for, he did do that in style as well, David.
Yeah, Magnus, these last couple of days in this 3rd place playoff, he was, again, calm, he was relaxed, he knew he was just a level above his opponent. Sindarov had a great week, but couldn't quite match Magnus. And also, nice to see that the world number 1, the Norwegian Grandmaster, he was fighting it out to the very last move. His was the last game to finish of the entire tournament. He only needed a draw, by the way, to wrap up that match, but he got the job done.
And let's hear from Magnus Carlsen after the Freestyle Grand Slam event number 1.
Generally, I'm very happy. This is a form of chess that I find incredibly fascinating. Each game is sort of a new story, and that's why, you know, playing for 3rd place here, of course, it's not the dream, but at the very least, you sort of get to do something a bit different. Like you get to actually create something instead of, you know, more going through the motions. So overall, very happy to be playing. I also feel that my game is in a very decent state at the moment. 3rd place, not the dream, but it's not bad. And Vincent was a very deserving winner. So I have no problems admitting that in the classical portion he was definitely better. I'm relatively happy, and obviously, you know, looking forward to trying for even more next time.
Do you feel the freestyle revolution has properly started now?
I mean, that is not only up to me, but I can say that it's an incredibly enjoyable form of chess to me, and I hope that it's you know, something of the same to other players and not least fans as well.
Vincent has won here, Gukesh is the world champion, Murzin won the world rapid, Prague won Tata Steel. Do you feel the younger generation is starting to take over? And if so, is that something that motivates you?
I would say that not necessarily. I think for, I mean, you could see that, you know, Vincent did well, but there were other kids who didn't do so well. So I think the older, more established players are probably more consistent still. But it's definitely motivating. But first of all, I'm really happy for Vincent and the performance that he had. It was amazing.
Weissenhaus is in the books. What's next for you?
You know, I'm traveling in a couple of days to the United States, and I'm playing Champions Chess Tour online. So that's going to be fun.
Can you reveal what you're up to in the States?
Yeah, I'm going on the Joe Rogan podcast, as has been publicized already. They don't really usually publish the guests, but now the cat's out of the bag there already. So I guess it doesn't make any sense to deny that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting experience for sure. There's a lot of things going on at the moment, really busy, but yeah, it's all good.
I know you told me before the interview, Freestyle Friday is coming up, so we'll let you go. You really can't get enough of this game, can you?
No, I just want to play. I don't think I'll have time to play the whole tournament, but I just want to get a few games in.
Magnus Carlsen, he takes bronze medal, 3rd place at the first Freestyle Grand Slam event at Weissenhaus. And let's check out the overall standings. Remember, it's important to bank those points because this is a Grand Slam tour, a total of 5 events. And the player with the most points at the end of the tour will be the overall freestyle chess champion. And right now, Vincent Keymer, he's in the lead with 25 points after the first event. Fabi, takes 18 points, Magnus 15, and we see Hikaru Nakamura in 5th place. He takes 10 points, and it's been really interesting to follow Hikaru throughout the event, David. It's been very emotional for him, talking about retirement, not being very happy with the decisions he's made at the chessboard. But he finishes off in good style here.
Yeah, I actually think Hikaru, in terms of pure chess, was one of the most outstanding players in the field. That was, of course, overshadowed by Vincent Keymer playing great, Magnus Carlsen having some good games, Fabi being Mr. Consistent. But Hikaru, he got a bit unlucky in the quarterfinals, losing in those tiebreaks when he had winning positions both times. And I think that kind of disappointment, the fact that he is kind of one of the older players now, all of that combined to him talking about retirement. But I hope that's just the spur of the moment talk. I hope that's just the heat of the competition kind of getting to him, because he has so many fans. We love to see him. He's so strong still, and he's such an entertainer. So I hope this is just a blip for Hikaru.
Definitely. And let's hear some final words from Hikaru in the take so far.
If you win the first game in Fischer Random with the black pieces, I frankly think, it's already hard enough to try and win a game with black in regular chess, but I think in Fischer Random, it's borderline impossible if your opponent is just going to be solid with the white pieces. I actually thought what Notre Beck did was very creative, because even though I suspect I was probably winning on like move 7 or move 8 somewhere, it was not obvious, and if I play one wrong move, it can very easily go the wrong direction. So he actually built up quite a bit of an advantage on the clock, but even so, my position was pretty solid, and then he just made this bad blunder with rook fc8 near the end. Without that move, I could have gone on realistically. I don't think he had winning chances by that point, but nonetheless, it's still nice to have a pretty smooth, easy final game, so I'm pretty happy.
Weissenhaus is in the books now. There's 4, or at least 4 events still remaining in this tour. Is there one you're particularly looking forward to, and what are your general thoughts on this upcoming season?
Yeah, so I mean, the first things first is that the format has already undergone a few changes. I believe that initially it was supposed to be 8 players, then ultimately this event ended up being 10 players. And then I think the next one is 12 players. So because of that, I feel pretty optimistic that I'll be able to qualify or get a wild card for every single event, which is quite nice, because with the initial 8-player format, I don't think there was any guarantee that I would be playing all the events. But as it stands right now, it seems pretty likely that I will. So pretty happy about that. I think if you were to ask me about an event that I really am looking forward to, without a doubt, it would be the last event in December in Cape Town, South Africa. South Africa is a place that I've been before, somewhere that's very near and dear to my heart. I actually donated quite a bit of money to help some kids try and travel to Europe and get some experience. So if there's one place that I'm really looking forward to, it's actually Cape Town, even though, of course, there will be an event in the place that I grew up, which is New York, but definitely the last one.
I think it's really interesting what you're saying about supporting the kids there. I mean, you have done so much already to grow the game as a content creator, a streamer. Do you see yourself doing more of that, promoting the game to kids, supporting them, especially less privileged children?
I mean, it's obviously quite different than it was back then. That was something that I did purely out of the goodness of my heart. It's long before I started making serious content or becoming famous, I guess you could say, outside of the chess world. I think there are a lot of people who don't have the opportunities in chess that they should have, and so anytime that I can be a part of that, it's a good thing. I think, there's, of course, a much bigger thing going on right now with this esports World Cup, and I think when you look at what's happening with a lot of players getting these contracts that are significant amounts of money, definitely as a percentage compared to what they make as pro players, it speaks volumes also that even if I'm not directly the one driving it, that what happened during the pandemic with content creation is there. I think without what happened in 2020 or 2021 in the online space, there's no doubt that this would not be going on. So I'm also very, very proud of that as well, that it seems like the top players are finally getting some benefits out of the whole chess boom. I think that's definitely a good thing. So I'm really looking forward to the future.
The Esports World Cup that you just talked about, is that a big event for you in this year, 2025?
Yeah, so I mean, this morning actually, I was out filming some stuff in relation to that. I think, as I said before the event began, without a doubt, the two biggest things are the Esports World Cup and I wanted to. I'm pretty sure I will now play the final freestyle event in South Africa, but also looking beyond that. I mean, I think for me, the World Cup is also going to be a very monumental event, and we'll see how that goes. So those are probably the three biggest things in the near future.
It was announced yesterday that Fabiano was signed by Team Liquid. Other players, as you mentioned, have been signed already. Do you have any thoughts on any of the players or any of the teams?
I mean, I think it's as I said before, it's definitely a good thing that there are sponsors and there are teams that are interested. I think you have to realize that I come from the background of being both a pro player and a content creator, and I mean, the only thing that I would say that I'm a little bit disappointed by is that the timing. If this had happened a couple of years ago, I think it could have been a lot more significant. I mean, people obviously know what I refer to in relation to esports and just the whole online scene in 2020 and 2021 into 22. But nonetheless, it's very good. Obviously, myself as well as a few other players are probably going to be making some announcements in the near future. And I think from my standpoint, just having met with some of the teams, having spoken to some people, having seen a lot of familiar faces, and reconnecting. In 2024 versus say when I saw some of these people in 2020 or 2021 is really quite nice, and so I think in general it's a good thing. I think when you look at what's happening with events like Freestyle, for example, with the top prize of 200,000, you look at the Esports World Cup with I think a top prize of I think it's 325,000 if I'm not mistaken. And you compare that to the fact, as I've said on my stream a million times, prior to the boom, Magnus was without a doubt the only person, if you exclude the World Championship match, obviously, but, outside the World Championship match, he was the only player making seven figures. And I think off the backs of this, there are going to be a couple other players who probably are going to be approaching the seven figures per year as chess players. And that is very much a good thing in my view. So the future is very, very bright for, I think, the players who are around right now.
Exciting times indeed. And finally, what's next for you?
So yeah, of course, I'm going back to the U.S. tomorrow. I will be going to St. Louis and playing some events there. There's a Champion Showdown event at the start of March, and then there will be the American Cup in the middle of March. I think also, speaking about everything, I like to say that it's all about timing. Whether you talk about life, whether you talk about chess, whether you talk about business, frankly, or the markets, really doesn't matter what it is. A lot of what counts is timing, and for me, I look at my professional career, and in many ways, I really got a big boost from going to St. Louis in 2009 and 2010. And so it's in large part due to the patronage from Rex Singfield. And I mean, Rex is not super young anymore. He's now, I think, 81 or 82. And anytime I have a chance to go to St. Louis and really, pay tribute to someone who has been both very influential for my own career, but also for chess in the U.S. is very special. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Rex and being back at the chess club. And, I feel like all these things are kind of colliding, and it's great to have been a part of so many of these special moments in chess over the last 15 to 20 years.
Let's hope Hikaru Nakamura continues to play chess for many more years. But I have to ask you one thing, though, David. Generation shift in chess. I mean, Gukesh is the youngest world champion in history. We had Murtsin become the world rapid champion. We saw Pragnananda win Tata Steel chess about a month ago. And here we have Vincent Keymer at 20 years old becoming the freestyle chess winner. I mean, is this generation shift already happening? Are the youngsters now the best at chess?
It's tough, Kaya. I'm of a certain age right now. I'm of the Magnus generation, and it still takes some getting used to, I would say.
Yeah.
The thing is with these prodigies like Gukesh, for example, I mean, of course, he's phenomenon, world champion, but 15 years ago, if we talked about him, he would have Magnus levels of fame, Magnus levels of adoration. Same with Vincent Keymer. Even without winning this tournament, he would have been kind of a once-in-a-generation type prodigy. But fast forward to 2025, and they're all coming up together. It's like they're taking the spotlight from each other constantly. I think the one thing I will say is that we might never see domination of the same level Magnus has held over the last 10, 15 years. I don't think we'll ever see that again. Everyone is so good nowadays. They're pushing each other to new heights. It's nice to see this freshness, this breakthrough. But we will we'll see Magnus's legacy, Hikaru's legacy. I think in a few years, they'll still have a few more big victories under their belt. And yeah, I think this next 2-3 years is when we'll see that that clash continue before the youngsters fully take control.
And can you promise me one thing, David? Can you promise me that you take charge in showing the youngsters who's best at partying tonight at Weissenhaus?
I was dreading what you were going to ask me there, but yes, I can confirm. I'm not just a commentator here, I'm also chief party officer.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I'll send the videos. I'll get them dancing on the tables, don't worry.
Oh my god, you guys are going to have so much fun. I did have the pleasure of spending 2 days at Weissenhaus, the resort, myself. And Mr. Butner, the wine is not cheap. The wine is really good, David. So enjoy tonight.
Yes, I will neither confirm nor deny that I will be indulging in the wine. But yeah, we will all be enjoying the occasion, that's for sure.
Oh, you guys deserve it. David, thank you so much for doing these post-game shows for Take. Enjoy tonight and celebrate with all the other.
Thanks, Kaya. I'll be back. I'll see you all soon. Thanks.
We look forward to having you in the Take studio again, David. Thanks for all your hard work, and to everyone at home, thank you for being with us throughout the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour. Event number 1. We will be back in April with event number 2 and much more from Take in between. But in the meantime, have a good evening, night, day, wherever you are in the world. We'll see you soon. Bye.